Something really strange happens when you start focusing on yourself. People don't show up the same way. They text less, they invite you less, and some of them disappear completely. And no one ever tells you about that part. It doesn't feel like growth at first. It actually feels like loss. There was actually a moment where I started noticing it, not all of a sudden, but slowly. I had less plans. My calendar was less filled with noise. And my reaction was, did I do something wrong? Why people are not reaching out as much as they used to. I remember that one weekend, I wasn't invited to something that I usually am invited to. And at first, I have to admit it felt very, very strange. But the truth is, nothing really happened. I just started changing. Hi, I'm Fabienne, and I created this channel, What Feeds You Defines You, to help you become more conscious and intentional about what your mind, body, and soul consume. Because when you start focusing on yourself, you move differently. You pause before saying yes. You don't feel the need to fill your calendar with every event. You move slower. And some things that used to feel normal to you aren't part of your life anymore. Not in a dramatic way though, but naturally. And just like that, some things just don't follow you. And that's the part that feels really uncomfortable because we're so used to evaluate the quality of our lives with how much our calendar is filled with social events, how many people connect with you, text you, talk to you, call you, how much of noise you have in your life in general. So the normal thing for you is to actually wanting to go back to that old same situation because it feels familiar. In fact, it's something that happened to me lately. I changed, of course, and things are different in my life right now. And I set up more boundaries. And there are times I have to admit that I am wondering if I should go back to that old way of doing things or respond to a conversation that no longer is aligned with where I'm going or entertain some type of relationship that I had before that is not fulfilling anymore. I feel like it's normal to have these doubts and that it's normal to feel uncomfortable in that way. But I have to admit, it's not easy. But I know that it's for the sake of my wellness and for the sake of how happy and fulfilled I feel. And that's just a transition that I have to go through. Eventually, I realized that this was not emptiness. It was just giving myself space. Space to be alone with my thoughts, space to have more clarity, space to identify really what I desire, who I wanted to be surrounded with, what I value, what is really important to me. And I feel like this is part of growth. And that's the hard part about growth. Because yes, once in a while, that need to go back to the familiar space creeps in. And that's something hard to go through sometimes. So quiet feels more conscious, more intentional. So I didn't lose relationships. I lost misalignment. I didn't lose opportunities. I lost distractions. I didn't lose connection. I let go of noise. And what remained out of that felt real, really real compared to what it was before. I have to admit that I used to be the person that was not always on tiptoes, but anticipating what others would say. And that would really create stress because I would go over the situation in my head and think about what the other person would say or think, how I would feel in that sense. And the conversation had not occurred yet. And eventually I realized that this was not a way to live my life. When you're stuck in a relationship like that, I feel like it's not whole, it's not authentic. And both people are not feeling fully seen in that situation. And so having the opportunity to set more boundaries and to really reevaluate what feels more aligned is again the best gift I could have given to myself, health-wise and wellness-wise. So when you focus on yourself, your life doesn't shrink, it actually refines. And that emptiness, that loneliness, I feel it's more like solitude, but not loneliness, because you're coming back home to yourself. And loneliness, I feel like this word has a negative tendency, but solitude is your ability to be with yourself and to be whole with yourself. That's what I'm working on right now. So if lately you feel like your life is quieter, ask yourself, is it because it's empty or it's because it's more peaceful? Maybe you're moving in a way that makes you change as a person, and that your old environment and relationships, they don't fit in anymore. They don't feel aligned. And when you realize that, it opens up space for new relationships, for new opportunities, for better clarity about where you want to go in your life, what's truly important to you, and what you strongly desire. So if this is where you're at right now, keep it up, because you're doing this for yourself. I'm not saying that we have to be selfish. I'm saying that you have to be true and authentic and stop lying to yourself, and just dare to express what you truly want, need, and desire in your life, and just feel great with the person that you are, because you are here for a reason, and you have gifts and you have great qualities to share with the world, and you deserve to feel seen fully by everyone around you. So it's your decision. Will you keep filling the space with noise, distractions, and things that don't feel aligned? Or you'll finally dare to go inwardly and deeply and feel that emptiness around you, but not out of loneliness, out of solitude, because you finally met with yourself and have more clarity around what you truly desire. I'll see you in my next video.